flag. Ahoy there, matey. Welcome aboard the world of boating.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
I was just looking into buying a boat of my own.
Call World of Boating toll-free now at 1-8888-28-BOAT. That's 1-888-828-BOAT.
And welcome. This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate. Barry the Boater, Mike the Mariner, rounding out the crew as we navigate the latest boating news and information and share what I did on my summer vacation.
Of course.
We got to do that this week because it was epic. I just got back from Alaska, as you can see from the shirt I'm wearing that everybody can see on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch.
Oh, cool. Is that the one you got us?
By the way, we're streaming on X today, too.
X.
Yeah. You know,
So that means we're
Twitter.
on Starlinks, too?
Sure. Why not? I don't know.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what it means, but we're streaming video that way.
Where's our shirt?
Well, I'm wearing this one, and once I get it to the point where, I don't want to wear it anymore, I'll send it to you. Okay, Barry?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate the
And
thought.
you can use it. Give it that classic washed-in look for you. Get my BO all sweaty all over it for you. I know how you like it that way. And that's for an off-air discussion. But anyway, it was getting back to the trip
Don't
itself.
make me laugh.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I went to Alaska for 2 weeks, and we saw bears, we saw humpback whales, everything you could see in Alaska. I mean, we saw the Northern Lights. I mean, we did it all.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it was a epic adventure. The weather was great, especially during the land portion of our tour. Now, when we got on the cruise ship, which is obviously where the World of Boating, I'm going to talk a little bit more and focus on that. But, man, during the land portion before we got on the cruise ship was spectacular weather.
Now, was it cold?
No, it wasn't. I was going to just say it was.
What's summer like in Alaska?
Well, it was like 50s, 60s at the
cold.
coldest. At the coldest, I'm saying.
But that's South Florida cold.
Well, of course, but when it's 100 degrees plus, and you go there, it was a nice little blast of, fall, winter,
Cold.
but it wasn't like, freezing cold like you're gonna.
I don't know. I
freeze
see
your
some of the
you-know-what
pictures. Looks like you're standing on a iceberg with a helicopter.
That's called a
behind you.
glacier. The technical term is glacier.
What ship were you on?
We were on the Princess Cruise Line, Discovery, the Royal Princess cruise ship.
The Royal Frozen.
So you weren't on the
Princess.
ship that hit the iceberg last week?
No, wasn't on that
Oh,
one.
yes, I did hear. No, that wasn't you?
Yeah, there was a ship that hit an
Yay.
iceberg last week, and they
That's
were
right.
saying,
I
"Hey,
heard
it's
about that.
Oh, yeah, we hit
no damage or anything." But
we hit some growlers, which are like mini icebergs.
yeah, that's normal.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
up there.
apparently a cruise ship hit like a real big iceberg last week.
Okay, but not in Alaska. It did it.
Yeah,
It did.
up there.
Okay.
Yeah, it was up
okay.
there.
Well, I mean, go
Yeah.
figure. I don't know. I mean, I'm just getting back. I didn't see that. I mean, I saw plenty of glaciers. We took a helicopter ride and actually landed on one, a couple different spots, and that was just
That's cool.
unbelievable. I'm telling you, look, if you have never been to Alaska, going by cruise ship, whether you like cruise ships or not, I mean, it's really hard to beat as far as getting up there in Glacier Bay National Park and cruising up through that area, which is what we did. I mean, the scenery from your stateroom, if you get a balcony or even a window, it'll just blow your mind. I mean, it's hard to match the kind of scenery that you get in Alaska, and seeing it from the water, it just takes it to another level. If I wanted to,
I can imagine that.
I actually did have a plan to if I could fit it in, but we weren't able to do it. I was hoping to do a kayak excursion in like Juneau or Ketchikan or one of the places close to one of the glaciers where they take a group of kayakers and they go right up there next to the glacier because it's just
Oh, that would have been amazing. And you didn't do that. And you didn't go diving.
I couldn't do. Well, I didn't do that, but when we do scuba radio today, Barry. I am I have a guest on who has done some diving or knows about the diving in Alaska, and we're
Right.
going to talk a little bit about that later on.
All right.
But the water is crystal clear. You know, we took this helicopter, which is crazy expensive, by the way. I mean, I blew. You know, thank God I had Barry's credit card because, geez, you know, we
No wonder I got that call from Bank of America.
yeah.
saying,
Thanks
"What is
for
this?"
extending your credit
You're
because
welcome.
that worked out well. It's not cheap. I ain't
Is
gonna
that
lie.
your vehicle being towed away right now?
Yeah,
Well,
right.
who cares? It's Barry's vehicle. We don't care. But you know, we took this helicopter. We land on the glacier. It's like it was just my family. We chartered the whole helicopter. We were there by ourselves on the top of this glacier in Alaska. It was mind blowing. It was so cool. And you know, there's these little cracks in the ice, and it's real blue, and the water's crystal clear. And my daughter asked the pilot, he's like, "Can you actually drink this water?" He goes, "Yeah, it's the purest
Yeah,
water in the
I was
world."
about to say, could you drink it?
Yeah. So she, you know, I said, "Are you gonna drink it?" She goes, "No." I was like, "Yeah, probably."
Why?
Because he just didn't trust him.
You're on Alaska. The chances of going back there and actually trying this, and you
Yeah,
didn't.
but then you know you get back to the cruise ship, and then you know have the runs for the rest of the week. Nah, well,
Okay, it's in your.
not gonna roll that
your
dice, but
guide.
you
You
could.
don't know what bird's been standing on it. You know, the
Exactly.
birds stand on ice.
I'm probably
too.
we were probably not the first helicopter
And you
to
know what they do
land
when they stand.
on
Right.
this spot. Yeah, but anyway, it was crystal clear water. I mean, it looked very inviting, and Barry will appreciate this as a diving. From a diving perspective, I mean, Mike's a diver too, so he can
Yeah.
appreciate. But it was crystal clear, and I was thinking, wow, you know, if you actually dove in one of the cracks of these things, that would be pretty wild. And I've seen video of it, so it's on the list,
Yeah.
Barry. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that on Scuba Radio today. But
All right.
but boating wise, now the boat
Yeah.
we were on, it was a Princess cruise
Ship.
ship. It was one of their older ones. It'd been refurbed in 2018, but it's one of the newer, you know, Princess cruise ship, you know, models or you know things. It's a big, massive one, but it was more than capable. Food was great. I mean, it was really good. I mean, Princess, just so you know, is sandwiched between Carnival and Holland America under the Carnival parent company. So they're
They're all part of it.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. So Princess is kind of in the middle, you know, a little higher end, you know, higher quality than Carnival. You know, Carnival's known a little bit to be more party cruisers, maybe a
Hallie
little bit
learned that the hard way.
economical. but hey, Carnival's good too. You can have a
I
great
know,
trip
I
on a
know. It's
Carnival
just-
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for. But they're in the middle, you know, like Holland America, you know, was more for like the 80 plus crowd, maybe. Princess, I would say, you know, I went in there and it's a little bit on the high end as far as age wise, but the
You were
food
the
is great.
youngest there.
I did. I felt very young, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
but,
the ladies were hitting up on you.
well, that happens everywhere I
Hey,
go, Barry. Come
No,
on.
they just figured you still had a heartbeat.
No, it was
Oh,
it,
here
it
we
was
go.
good, but they're in the middle, and they have really good entertainment, and the cruise director was great. The boat itself is kept up
Was
really
her name
nice.
Julie?
Huh? Yeah,
Was her
actually,
name
you know
Julie?
that is the Love Boat. Princess is the Love
Yes,
Boat
I know
brand.
that.
Yeah,
That's what
and
I said.
yeah, it's funny.
Yeah.
The last Princess cruise I went on, they did all the. Like, you know, the muster drills and everything was done by Captain Stooping. They had a video of him
Really?
telling us where to go, the whole thing. And they've ditched that.
That's scary.
yeah, I
That is-
know.
that's scary.
But on this boat, for whatever reason, it didn't have any of that. So I don't know if they've walked away from the Love Boat thing. You know, kind of. I don't know.
No, they're using the commercial.
Where-
They're
I thought
using
so.
the
I
music.
thought so.
Yeah, yeah.
But maybe.
Where did you leave from, and what stops did you make?
Well,
on that
Whitaker is
cruise?
where we started, where they say the weather is always prettier and/or something that rhymes with that in Whitaker. So the weather is
Okay, yeah.
prettier slash
Prettier.
blank.
It's
and
like bipolar. It's either
Yeah,
really
right.
great or really bad.
And,
right?
and we got the one you can't say on the radio, just for the record. It was
Oh,
rainy
right.
and really
Wait, does that
dreary.
start with a S?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
We'll leave
okay,
it
all right.
alone. But yeah, it was
O.
it was
was
rainy. But
shoddy.
you know, that's just where you board the boat, and then we took Whittier, and then cruised around the
Okay.
Glacier Bay
there were
National
there were
Park,
actual-
and we ended up in Vancouver. Is where we ended up. All right.
So there were rough
Okay.
seas and all that, or just
Oh no! The seas were great. I'll tell you more about this next on my trip to Alaska on the World of Boating. Stay close.
listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Be an explorer in the other 2/3 of your world. Be the buddy who takes the kids in the aquarium instead of just to it. Be adventurous. Be amazed. Be a diver.
Even Keatley wasn't ready for me, or anything that followed. Chased by a police department, led by his ex-girlfriend, and hunted by brain fork-wielding Fijian assassins, it's everything he can do to keep from getting locked up, killed, or worse. Kava Screw is available as an ebook for $2.99 at Amazon.com. Kava Screw. Put a brain fork in him. He's done.
Hosting a radio show about scuba diving and boating is one of the best gigs on the planet. It's actually part of my job to check out and report on cool new products I personally use to enhance my diving and boating adventures. However, I do believe in sharing the joy, and this is why we've added Nanook protective hard cases to our list of products you can now purchase on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Nanook cases are designed to protect the most sensitive equipment in the harshest environments. Underwater photographers, listen up. From their high-impact NK7 resin to their exclusive Power Claw latches, Nanook has raised the bar for those of you that demand the best protection for your gear. Plus, Nanook protective cases cost less than similar products currently on the market. The company has been around for over 15 years, but it's new to the U.S., so we've made a small number of Nanook cases available exclusively for you at a special introductory price on the merchandise page at scubaradio.com. Go there now and check out Nanook, the evolution of protection.
Successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Hi, guys. Y'all look great. It's so good to see y'all.
Likewise.
Welcome to Hilton Head Island. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so amazing. And so I figured what better way to see the island than on a boat.
This is the World of Boating. Gregor First Mate, Mike the Mariner, Bear the Boater, rounding out the crew. You know, the finale of The Bachelor happened this past week. I got back just in time for my wife to make me watch it. And
came back a day early for that, didn't you?
No,
Yeah.
I did not come back any days early from Alaska, but I did see the results, and it was tragic. And I can tell you the problem: they didn't have enough boating fantasy dates. I said
Well,
this.
well, that's always a problem.
Yeah, and she didn't find love. She went. She got a big old goose egg as far as finding love on The Bachelor.
Did she go
which
back to
one?
the boat?
Bachelorette? No, I don't
There's
know.
probably some guy sitting on the boat waiting for her.
Yeah, well, I've taught. I've gotten up on the soapbox many times, and I said, look, if they want these people to find love, send them out more on fantasy dates
Boats.
on a boat.
Have you never spent any time at a boat ramp?
Well, yeah.
We're not talking about boat ramp. We're talking
Yeah,
about
okay.
the boat itself.
Yeah, we're talking
Yeah,
about.
but eventually you got to get on the boat and off the boat.
Well,
unless
you
it's-
leave that to
the
the
boat
captain.
ramp is for the comedy relief. That's
Yes.
for the
Oh,
comedy
okay.
relief,
And that's
you
for
know, so
the-
you can,
that's for the crew.
That's the show. It's like dinner. It's
This-
like dinner and a show. you know?
Right. This
Oh,
isn't.
okay. All
This isn't that reality show. What's it called? The one where they focus on the cruise, Below Deck.
Oh, below deck.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Below
not
Deck,
that.
yeah.
The Bachelor or Bachelorette's totally different, Barry. You know this. You watch it every single week and tell me how frustrated you are that the girl and guys don't find love.
Right.
And
I was
then,
thinking about offering Silhouette up for Below Deck, but I realized we don't have a crew. It's just us.
well, it'd be a very short show.
So maybe
then.
it would be a very short show.
Yeah.
It would be half a deck.
Half a day. Well, no, we've
Yeah.
got 3
Okay,
decks.
be careful now. I know where you guys are going.
No,
All right.
we're not going
Anyway, look, just to wrap things up about this Alaska cruise, before we talk about Mike the Mariner being struck by lightning, real thing, We're going to get to that in just a
And
second.
he's still alive.
Yeah. Yeah, this the cruise was amazing. I would highly recommend it to anybody. I mean, look, best case scenario, you got a lot of time. You can go actually stay in a town like Juneau, Alaska during season. I would definitely recommend that too. But if you've never been to that part of the world, it's hard to beat, both from a price standpoint and just kind of getting an overall, view of what Alaska is like with one of these cruise ships. Which, by the way, I think today might be the last week of the cruising season in Alaska. I think they go through maybe the end of September. Maybe we were on we had 2 more weeks after our cruise before the cruise was going to relocate or transition back to warmer waters, and then they shut down the cruising season for Alaska, and before all the ice comes in and freezes.
So they don't have like a cruise like the Deadliest Catch kind of thing where you can go out there in 15-foot seas and feel that
I'm
cold ocean.
Yeah. Not that I'm aware
Immersive
of.
experience.
But I will
real,
say,
real one,
yeah, my favorite port was Juneau, Alaska. And that's where we
Right.
did the helicopter thing. And we took a helicopter ride up in the morning, landed on the glacier twice. And it was just remarkable. And then we came back to town and we went to the Red Dog Saloon, which is like the most famous bar in the entire state of Alaska. I mean, it's kind of a touristy trap kind of place, but
Yeah.
it's an old style saloon. It's been around for 100+ years. And you go in there and order a thing called a duck fart. That's what you do.
Duck
It's a
fart, huh?
drink.
Okay.
It's not something you
Yeah.
do. I mean, maybe
You
later.
may end up doing it, yeah.
But
Did you get to notice tide changes? Did you get to see tide changes? Were you in a marina and
oh yeah,
anywhere?
yeah.
Did
I
you
mean,
get to see that?
some of the tide changes are 20 to 40 feet.
Amazing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I went to
insane.
Homer, Alaska years ago on a fishing trip, and I was shocked. Standing on the dock in the marina, we had gone halibut fishing,
Yeah.
and we were taking the fish off the boat and all that stuff. Watching the dock ride up the poles, floating dock.
Right.
They all have
Okay.
floating docks up there. It was shocking. I mean, it looked like telephone poles throughout the marina.
Yeah.
And then an hour and a half later, I could touch the top of the telephone pole.
About
I mean,
You
the
went
dock-
just for the halibut, huh?
Yeah, well,
There
we
it is.
went halibut fishing and we went salmon fishing. So we did
Yep.
some
That's what you
salmon
do.
fishing from a boat
Ooh.
in the mouth of the Kenai River, and then we also went halibut fishing in Kachemak Bay, which
Yeah.
was
Real
awesome.
fresh salmon. That had to be the
Oh,
best.
Yeah. Well, we
Oh.
saw the salmon jumping in the river there at Ketchikan,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah.
literally jumping up, just like all the videos you see, jumping up in the
Mhm.
in the stream and stuff. And there were a bunch of harbor seals in the river too,
Oh,
catching
okay.
them.
So
Yeah.
It was
so wasn't
hilarious.
Yeah.
It wasn't mechanical salmon on a little stick that just kept flipping
It was
around. and
pretty
around like
much.
at Disney.
It was a salmon
Okay.
No,
buffet
it's
for
the
the
real
harbor
thing.
seals, and you could sit there
Yeah.
and watch them from the bridge.
Sounds
Chow
like you had a
down
great
and
time.
gorge themselves. Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
was amazing. And then when we were in
But the
Juneau,
locals, yeah.
the Juneau thing,
Yeah.
we also did the the Deadliest Catch, Alaskan king crab. Even though it's
Oh.
out of season and it's probably twice as much as what you'd pay for at Costco and get the same thing.
What is it any
But,
better?
Well, it's in Alaska, so it
Yeah, I
know.
know. I mean, but seriously, you always wondered the stuff you get in the grocery store, which is supposed to be frozen from there all the way to here.
Yeah.
Is it any better? It's like when you eat
No,
Florida lobster,
that's
like
not the
finding
point. You're eating Alaskan king crab in Alaska.
crab in Alaska,
But they're
Okay.
frozen Alaskan king crab right now because we were out of season for Alaskan king crab, and I saw where they were cooking them, and it was the same stuff you get at Costco. So
Oh,
but
okay.
that's
Yeah,
not the
well,
point.
They cook
you
the
know?
crab right away.
Well, they do.
then they freeze
right.
it, yeah.
We could have got like snow crab and crab that was in season,
Yeah.
but I wanted to get the Alaskan king crab, those big
Ah.
honky, the
but
the
they're
claws.
sharp.
They're
Yeah,
big
they-
as your arm, and it's
and
like
they
eating a
cut up
foot
your
long hot
hands and all
dog.
that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
okay.
awesome. Yeah,
All
it was
right.
good.
I've
So,
never seen so many different ways to prepare salmon in my life. I mean,
oh, that's
the
true.
salmon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner there. It was amazing. But when I got back, I was like, I really need a steak.
Oh,
like,
salmon
right now.
pate is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was-
got
it was
salmon, cream
everything,
cheese,
and it was wonderful.
capers, and onions every morning for breakfast. Yeah, it was.
Wow,
yeah,
you're a fancy eater.
fancy. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's me.
Okay.
That's my middle name. But
Back to
anyway,
McDonald's for you.
it's there's a lot of things to take in, and
Okay.
and by the way, I recommend the duck fart too. there at the Red Dog Saloon. But they actually have various versions of these shots throughout the town. So there's the duck fart, there's an eagle fart, a bear fart, orca fart, which by far
what's
was the
inside
best.
What's inside these drinks?
Booze.
What are they? I know that, but what is it?
Okay.
Whiskey, vodka? What?
Yes.
Can you tell
Anything.
us about the aroma?
Well, after like 3 of the various types of farts that you do as a
There was
shooter,
not.
you
there was
lost
none.
all, sense of time and space.
Oh,
But it's just what you do.
So,
and,
You
there
pretty
aren't
much
any more nerve endings in
you've
your
done it for
nostrils.
cruising because you did Norway and Iceland and all
Yeah.
that, and now you did Alaska. I mean, you got
Well-
nothing left.
Well, I'll tell you, just so you know, the most popular cruise itinerary in the world is Alaska, followed by Norway and Iceland. So I did
Okay.
number 1 and number 2 in the last couple months. How about that?
Congratulations! I'm
And,
glad
and
you're
my
very,
waistline
On the
is
same day?
proof.
yeah.
Trust
On the
me, that
same
was my only mistake. I did these things too close together, and had not lost the souvenir, 6-pound souvenir from the first cruise. So I got some work to do. More coming up on the World of Boating.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network.
Traffic sucks unless you're scuba diving with Mike Scott.
Mike glanced down at his dive computer. It showed less than 50 psi left in his tank. Probably just a few more breaths.
Or riding shotgun in a thrilling car chase.
One bullet hit the Jeep's windshield, spiderwebbing the passenger side. Mike shifted into second gear and felt the Jeep leap forward. This just got serious.
Escape your commute with audiobooks from author Eric Douglas. Download to your phone. Go to booksbyeric.com or audible.com.
Do you have a message or product you need to share with the boating world? Well, look no further than the World of Boating radio show. Just like you, thousands of boating enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to worldofboating.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating.
I do like the water.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Yoo-hoo, Mr. Pirate!
What will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken sailor? What will we do with a drunken sailor at night in the morning?
This is the World of Boating. Greg, your first mate, Mike the Mariner, Barry the Boater, rounding out the crew. All right, so halfway through the show, finally, there's been enough about me. We need to talk about a near-death experience that Mike the Mariner had. Did this happen just last week that you got struck by lightning, or what? What happened?
Let me see. I think it was actually, 2 weeks ago? It was Labor Day weekend.
Okay, all right.
That was 2 weeks ago, right?
Oh, that sounds about right. Yep.
Yeah, I think I was asleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were asleep.
All right.
Yeah, it was Labor Day weekend. We spent that weekend on the boat and actually went to another marina about 20 miles away.
Yeah.
And filled up with fuel and did dinner and had a great time. And then the next day came back. And I thought we had left early enough to avoid the storms, but
Afternoon,
they started
Florida
to develop
thunder
a little bit.
boomers. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, they started a little bit earlier than I thought. And when we got to I-4, coming back south down the St. Johns River back towards Sanford, there was a storm to the south and a storm to the north. And I thought, well, I think we're probably
thread that
going to be
needle.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, that thing, it combined and developed right over our heads.
Oh, okay.
And when you're in a river, you really don't have a choice, right? You're either going north or south, or if you're on the ocean and you see a storm developing, you have some leeway. You can turn and you can go south at 20 knots and get out of its way, and you just can't do that when you're in an inland waterway.
Sure.
So we were kind of committed. Yeah, kind of committed. So came under the last bridge at I-4, got about about a mile into Lake Monroe out of the main river system, and boy, we got hit by a lightning strike, and Colleen was standing next to me, and I think it struck somewhere right around, right above her head, some of the structure on our boat above her head.
Wow.
Because you could hear the pop of the electricity, and you could see it almost, go through the control panel, and then the electronics went nuts and alarms went off, and Colleen was ducking. I was looking around going, wow, that was loud.
Yeah.
That really got our attention, because
I bet.
after the zapping sound was the boom, the thunder, and of course it was instantaneous, and as close as lightning has ever come to either of us.
But it didn't
So-
actually hit the ship.
Well, it sounds like it did.
hit the
Yeah.
boat. It absolutely hit the boat. I mean, I've got an insurance claim open, and
Yeah.
and
So did it
everything.
fry the
So-
electronics, your navionics, and
So
all that stuff, or no?
It definitely confused them. So here's the weird thing. So
Wow.
the autopilot went into default mode immediately, and I couldn't get it to reset. The UHF stopped transmitting and receiving, and I lost the rudder indicator on my navigation system. And I don't know if I have radar properly operating. That's what we're doing on the boat this weekend. Is we're going to take it for a ride and power everything up and see how everything works. But I did an initial test on the radar last Friday, and I didn't like what I saw. So we're going to have to do a little bit of testing on that. But I'll tell you, it's kind of a crapshoot. You never, I mean, everybody has to operate a boat in weather at certain times, and
Right.
I've certainly, been in many storms over the years and never had it.
Never had that happen.
Never had issues.
Yeah. By the way,
Well, I mean,
any bonus out of this, Mike? Are you seeing dead people or anything like that after you got struck by lightning, or no?
No, but I'm talking to people that have
Bonus.
been,
Listen to him.
Well, I'm just saying.
talking to.
That's,
Yeah, well,
that's how
yeah.
a lot of those.
I think your
mediums
duck fart
start.
is still affecting your brain.
Well, that could
Um,
be. That could
I'm
be.
talking to some of history's greatest dead figures. I mean,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
oh, see.
but other than that, no.
So I mean, what
Yeah.
got
No
wait,
nervous tics
I
or
missed
anything.
it.
All right,
Was
all
it
right.
an antenna that got hit, or
Yeah,
was
do
it
you
a
know?
railing, or what?
Still can't find the point. So that's the other thing I did, is inspect the boat with
No
a
burn
couple of
marks.
friends, and I can't find a burn mark. My best guess is it hit the UHF antenna and then came in,
It would have
which gave it a
exploded.
path. That gave it a path to the circuit breakers that are on the main helm station, because some of the toggle switches seem to be affected. The UHF, while it was not transmitting and receiving the day of the lightning strike, a week
Yeah.
later when I powered everything up, it did. So it was definitely affected, because the power dial on the UHF still doesn't work, but when I power it up with the toggle switch, it does power up. So everything got affected in some
Okay.
way.
Nope.
I just don't know how bad and what will require replacement.
Yeah. You
I-
gotta- you
I
have to
think
do
I
some more.
think your water got hit. I think somewhere in your general area, the water got hit, and that carried the current to your boat. You know, you have a grounding system that's attached to that
Yes,
boat,
the
a
boat-
part of it. So I think
Yeah.
with
What
the-
is the grounding system? That might need to be looked at.
Well,
wouldn't you
it's called
think?
it's called a bonding system, and it's pretty extensive.
Yeah.
The bonding system on this boat is about as extensive as you'll ever find on a boat this size.
Mhm.
And it's all tied to all the major structures within the engine room. So nothing got affected in the engine room. And this
Okay.
is, well, one thing I will say is I'm glad I have analog engines, because if I had,
Anything digital got fried.
the
Yeah.
electronically controlled engines, I might have lost an ECM or something. But
Mhm.
these engines are, they're blind, deaf, and dumb. They're
Yeah.
old style diesels, and no,
Well,
lightning's not going to.
Yeah,
affect
that's
them,
another
but-
reason to be old school in that regard, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Because
I-
these
Mhm.
the electronic stuff, that's the most sensitive part of any system. Whether we get struck by lightning or get a power surge here at the studio. Went through it many times. I can only
Yeah.
imagine what it's like
Yeah.
on a boat. But after the grounding system, when you take a hit like that, though, Mike, does it have any potential to create a situation where you have to go look at it, make sure nothing got severed or fried up or anything like
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Or yeah,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah,
Lightning can do very weird things,
yeah,
right? So it can strike your boat and affect your electronics, or it
mhm,
can strike your boat and not touch your electronics, but it can blow out
yeah,
um, a fitting in
breakers
the
or
engine room because it hits a
yeah,
metal fitting that's maybe on a pipe,
yeah.
right?
Well, that
A
grounding
water
system
intake.
you were talking about, that's what I'm wondering specifically. I mean, do you have you already
Hmm.
put that on your list? Like, I got to go through and make sure the grounding system on my vessel is looking the same as it's
We've
supposed to
already
be.
done,
You already did that.
yeah, we've
Yeah.
already done that. And I can't find any visual clues
Yeah,
to any damage to
that's
any of the
why I don't
wiring
think.
bundles or any of the bus bars, anything I
Yeah.
can find out down in the engine room. Everything looks healthy.
I I s-
But my, hmm?
I
Go-
saw a
yeah.
lightning strike live one time when I was driving,
Mm-hmm.
and it hit a telephone pole, or power
Those
pole,
Yeah.
and
transformers. Yeah.
and
Right.
and when a direct hit hits, it absolutely toasts anything it hit. The thing was on fire
Mm-hmm.
when I saw it hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you had a direct strike, your antenna would have been blown to pieces. It's fiberglass. It would have just been
Well,
gone down the
n-
center
n-
lead. It would have just blown it up. If it was
not
a direct strike,
necessarily.
yes.
Not, not,
No, it
not.
depends where
Well, I mean,
it depends where
it
they.
can.
Well, if you have it grounded
I-
right,
You have
what?
thousands. You
Well,
have
no, it
thousands
depends
of
on.
volts and hundreds of amps.
Yeah, but here's what you're talking about is a power pole blow up. Those transformers, that's what they're designed to do, Barry.
I know
That's why
that,
they
but
blow up.
again, the lightning is looking for ground,
Right. But
and
that's what
there's
I'm
a
saying. If it
ground.
went
Yeah,
through his boat and he was grounded somewhat, it did dissipate throughout the boat. It probably fried
It-
up some electronics
yes,
and
but
stuff.
it would have had an entry point that would have seen a burn mark. If you look
maybe.
if you look at
Say sometimes those burn marks. I have seen lightning strikes where the burn mark looked like someone took a Sharpie and put a black dot.
then
on
what
it.
it was is that was a
that-
leader. That was an offshoot from the main leader of the lightning.
Okay. Well, see, Barry is a meteorologist. Yeah, that's it.
You're listening to the World of Boating Radio Network. You have successfully navigated the Sea of Commerce and now are clear to cruise with the World of Boating,
I do like the water.
the radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
The sun, the sea air, good friends.
Brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Come on, Williams, what are you standing around for here? Get on board.
Get on board. Don't fret. Don't try to worry.
This is the World of Boating. Gregor First Mate, Barry the Boater, Mike the Mariner rounded out the crew as we attempt to navigate the latest boating news and information and talk about lightning. Yeah, it's turned
Without getting
into kind of a weather show.
Mhm.
You know,
Well, it's not that. Lightning's
Yeah.
dangerous stuff when you're on a boat. You're the tallest thing out
it's
there.
dangerous anytime, whether you're on a
Yeah,
boat
but
or
I
not.
mean, you know,
it's like double whammy if you're on a boat, I think.
I
isn't
mean,
it?
we go diving,
Yeah.
and they'll take you out if it's raining, but lightning, they really don't like taking you out
Nope.
because yeah.
Right.
That's why I hand Greg the dive flag.
Well,
anytime
you're
we-
out in the water, you know, with a metal, you know,
The metal one.
yeah,
the metal
steel
one.
cylinder strapped to your back. Yeah, that I could think of, you know, things that might be, it might not be the best move to make. If
Yeah,
you can avoid
so-
it. Yeah.
And,
So-
and it's the same thing I do is I disconnect my antenna, and when there's lightning, I either lock them down and ground them all, or I disconnect the lines.
Well, yeah. I mean, and it sounds like that could have been where it initially got into your system. You think? Because that would have been the highest point on your boat. You think, Mike, or what?
Definitely the antenna and or the radar arch. I mean, it could have
Yeah.
it could have struck the radar.
Right.
Because when I did test the radar last week, it did power up and it did spin, so I could tell that
It was
that
doing
was
something.
happening.
Yeah.
But the readout I was getting on the screen was not normal.
Hmm.
Normally, I see it paint the some of the structures here in the marina.
Yeah.
When I'm
Right.
doing a test, I'll see the tops of some of the boats on the other side of the marina. There's a big building, so I'll see a big splotch on my screen. What I saw last week was basically like a hazy kind of a weird gray
Ghost-like figure.
greenback. So,
Yeah.
yeah, ghost-like figures. Yeah. So,
Uh-huh.
so when we take the boat out, either this evening or sometime tomorrow and power everything up, I'm going to be looking at that because if even if the weather's really good, what I can do is adjust the radar so I can look at the shoreline
Mhm.
just
Sure.
to make sure it's getting a readback.
Right.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's
So
it's
that's what
looking
I'll
at the
do.
ninth dimension now.
Yeah. Well, it could be, and nothing else.
Yeah.
You know, you got
Right.
to
Right.
work this. You know, troubleshoot, find out what systems have been affected, so you can get your insurance claim in and filed
and
properly. But don't don't you lose this opportunity, especially as we approach Halloween and stuff. Like, hey, I was out on the water, struck by lightning. I can now see dead people or talk to the other side. Call me. I
better
only
better
charge
yet,
this much
the
money
electron-
per reading.
I've
the-
already ordered my life-size.
Yeah.
I've already ordered my life-size skeleton to
Okay,
hang off
well,
the back of the boat.
there,
So
you do that,
Yeah.
and you take readings, the whole thing. That's how this stuff starts, right? Yeah.
be-
Come on,
better
man.
yet,
Burn marks on it.
Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale Boat
Mhm.
Show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well,
Fort Lauderdale
true.
Boat Show, the electronics section over at the Broward County Convention Center. We're going to be there with Mike, setting them up with all new radar and cruise control and AI
Yeah.
system.
So he can use all those systems.
I'm looking for a warp drive.
as
Warp drive.
to enhance his newly acquired psychic abilities.
Oh, okay. You're going to live with that one for now. All right.
I'm just saying, it's an opportunity, Mike.
You
Might be a
love
new
the
revenue
strange.
stream for you.
I know what you're thinking, Barry.
Yeah.
I know
All
what
right.
Barry's
Well, yeah,
thinking.
but you do have a couple weeks, or a few weeks to get that squared away before the Fort Lauderdale International Boat Show. So they actually, if you do have to do some replacement of some systems, I guess this is a good time to find out which systems need replaced, and then go down there and do a little shopping, huh?
Yeah. And thank you for the Fort
Yeah.
Lauderdale Boat Show for inviting us back and allowing us in.
Excuse me? Who are you? You're telling me
absolutely.
Well, I
that?
mean,
We're looking
yeah.
forward to it.
Oh,
We're
well,
looking
yeah.
forward to it.
Well,
I
you're-
wasn't sure. They wanted all kinds of information from us this year.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so-
And all you told them was like, I have nothing to do with the world of boating, right?
No. I just didn't mention your name this time, and they
Okay.
said good.
Just my name. That's all.
Right. That's all you needed.
World of boating's still okay.
Is Greg coming?
Yeah.
Okay. all
Yeah,
right.
maybe. Yeah, it may be.
I hope so. Yeah,
I
it'll
hope
be
to
fun.
get down
No,
there.
that's
going to
be a great.
Days. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to this show.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and looking forward to spending time with my dad down there because he's kind of getting excited about his next boating adventure,
Yeah,
and so it'll be a lot of fun.
I have no doubt. Yeah, I got when I got back from Alaska, I immediately got contacted from some friends. Believe it or not, I do have them that are interested in going to the boat show, and were asking me. They're
are their
looking for a
names?
new boat too. You're gonna track. You shouldn't have to ask me. You have psychic abilities now, Mike. You've been struck by lightning. You got to tap into your new inner strength there. But
Right.
But
use
no,
your new
we may
radar.
bring them on the World of Boating here in the next week or two because they're planning it. They talked to me, had a little conversation about going to the boat show, and was picking my brain on what I thought and how they should approach it. And so I gave them some tips. But we'll bring them on either next week or the
You
week
gave
after.
them tips?
Yes, that's what we do
Okay.
here at the World of Boating. That's we're here to serve the community. Barry, come on.
And MMA.
Avoid the mistakes that we make week in and week out. That's what this
And
show
MMA.
is. And MMA.
That's
National
I finally
Marine
got it.
Manufacturers Association.
Association.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
Hey,
who puts
Discover-
on the boat show or sponsors it. So yeah, we
Yes.
we
and
did
Discover
develop.
Boating.
We got to do their jingle for them. We really ought to provide that for them.
Well, we've
And,
already started it.
Okay. That
We
was-
were working on it before the show. We
Yeah,
finally
I
got
know.
it
We
right.
had this in the pre-show meeting, and I thought
Yeah.
we said we weren't going to bring this up because it was stupid.
You thought it was funny.
Okay.
Here we are.
Obviously, the crew's not on the same boat today, but whatever.
Before we
That's
leave,
fine.
because there's only a minute left.
Yeah.
The NMA, Discover Boating puts out publications during the summertime to keep boaters engaged. I don't know why they would need to do that in the summer because we're supposed to be out boating during that time. Anyhow,
Mhm.
but they have a lot of different publications. If you go to the NMMA or you go to Discover Boating, worldofboating.com. You can pull up all kinds of publications about, the best boats for beginners, boats for offshore fishing, lake boating, something that Greg is really good at, navigation light rules. Not.
What do you mean?
Those would be.
I know what lights look like. There's red. There's green.
Right.
What do you want?
What
else do you want? It's very Christmassy.
What color do you have on your starboard side?
My starboard side would be green.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
He had to think about. He was thinking of his airplane.
It's like 50-50 chance I'm gonna get this right.
Right.
Yes. So anyway.
And MMA.
Right. But yeah. So they had they put out this thing on how to keep active as a boater when you're out of season or what?
Just different things to keep you busy during the summer. But I would do that in the wintertime. I mean, in the wintertime, at least up north, all the boats are put away somewhere.
Right.
We don't have winter. We just
True
have
in Florida. Yeah.
We have less summer. That's all.
We have hot and then not so much.
Yeah. Not so hot. Right.
Yeah.
So it's great boating 24/7 around here.
Okay.
But they put out these different pamphlets or different guides that are interesting to read. I mean, they're well written.
Mm-hmm.
And, you may learn something or two.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with always learning.
Look, that's what the world of boating is, too. We're
That's
here
right.
every week to kind of chew the fat, and everything and anything loosely connected to the boating world.
Like you're cruising.
Right. It makes me a boater, even though most people don't consider me a boater when I'm on a cruise ship. But, hey, it's a boat. I think I'm a boater. But that's a whole
now you're a
nother thing.
helicopter pilot, too, right?
Well, right. Well, I was a passenger. He didn't get me. He
now
didn't
you're
put
a
me anywhere
passenger.
close to the controls.
I'll bet
I was
he
in the
did.
back seat. Can you blame him? I mean, Barry, you know me.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, right.
And MMA.
Just stand on the skids.
Yes, exactly. But good times. Go to Alaska. Keep listening to the world of boating when you're not boating, especially. It'll keep you. Keep your head in the game. And that's kind of why we're here a lot of times. On that note, we're going to wrap it up till next time. Remember, whether it is sail or motor,
life is better as a boater.
Safe boating, everyone.
Barnacle-bitten swab. World of Boating is brought to you by worldofboating.com, your internet portal for the boating enthusiast.
Any of this getting through to you, son?
World of Boating is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Computer standing by.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past shows worldwide over the internet at worldofboating.com.
Computers can do that?
So tell a friend and come aboard every week for the World of Boating.
This is so great. I can't wait. I'm getting goosebumps. Feel me. Feel me.
The radio show devoted exclusively to the boating lifestyle.
TTFN, ta-ta for now.
The opinions you just heard on the World of Boating are those of the hosts, callers, and guests. They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
What are you being such a weenie for?
While on the water, your safety and the safety of many others depends on you. So boat smart and operate your vessel only after receiving the proper training and instruction for your area.
There is a fine line between genius and madness.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at worldofboating.com.